Okay, I get a thumbs up from the producer here, so I will continue. Please let me know if you have problem with the audio or the picture or anything, and we will take it from there. So if there's any additional questions, as always, feel free to ask in the chat, and I will try my best to cover it. This will be recorded, and we will send you a follow-up email on any questions you might have, or if there's something that I'm not able to answer as we go along. Okay, with that being said, let's look at the agenda. We will start with a recap, and there's three main topics for today. It will be capture, e-invoice, and action rule. And here you see this amazing people that were part of the user conference in Singapore held last month. Needless to say, 2025 was an amazing year. We are so happy to work alongside with all of your amazing customers, and you are all part of improving iShare and the product that we have. So yeah, lovely to see you all. I wish to be there, but we also had a user conference here in Norway, which I was gladly a part of. Very good. So I would like to take out this automation score, which you might see. You're able to find it on any of these panels that you have at the top right, top corner in the start page, and here you can drill down to different topics, different tools, if I may use that terminology, in terms of invoice agreements. It might be action rules, to see if you are utilizing the functionality that we are providing. So it's great to see the enthusiasm that we get from this this tool, and yeah, we are planning to continue working on this, and I, as an advisor, is also using this whenever I am trying to learn the customers that I'm working along with, and it's quite effective for me as well to understand where we could focus, and you as a customer has the numbers and everything ready for you, so you can each day look into the system to see any progress. And what you also will know is that a lot of the rules, some of these score are based on settings that you have turned on something, which affects the processing of the documents. And then we also use the 30 days of data. So the last 30 days is what is provided in the documents handled. The last 30 days is what is presented in this automation score. Therefore, it will always be updating as long as we continue handling documents. Okay. I have the message that I am muted, but I think it's okay. So I will continue. Next topic I would like to present or go into details a little bit more on is IDA. For sure, IDA was not released in 2025 in our 15 version. Everyone on the 14 version also had it, or had her, alongside with their iShare, and it is our assistant, and we have put a lot of work into improving IDA, and as you might be familiar with, we are able now to allow more of the data that you have in iShare to be accessible for IDA. So if you are on the 15 version, I think it's 15.1, you are able to allow IDA to use more of the data that you have, and then you can ask for who is my replacement, who is the superior after I'm approving invoice, etc. And we are also putting some information or some work into this IDA functionality. One of the things that I will be looking at, here you can see the notification center. So everything is now packed into IDA. The notification center is also here. As you can see here, we have 6 different notifications highlighted. And if I click into the notification center, I will then see the list of notifications. So I have ease of access to this. And I think it's also much more easier for us now to sort of assign who is responsible for what. Remember, the notification that you receive here is based on your access group. So if you have administration access, you will get error message or notification regarding users, companies, settings, these type of notifications. But if you're not part of the administration access group, you don't receive those type of notifications. And I think it's very important that we keep this clean, so that when I see users having 6 or 5 notifications there, but they say that it's always there, then I always recommend to go into the notifications and toggle off so that you don't see those notifications by using this eye icon, the icon of an eye. If you click on that, you don't get that counted as a notification for you, but you will see it as well. I'm talking a lot. I felt that I might show you this quite briefly. If I go to a demo, I'll just share my screen here, and I think if I do this, nope. Okay, sorry guys. I will just go into this notification center. Screen is not that good. I hope you can see this. Here I have the notifications. Click on this, and let's say that coding templates, the user are missing access. That is not something that I would work with, and that's not my concern. So then I would ignore this notification, and now I have 42. So working through the documents like this, reminder for processing, okay, this is actually something I would do. Then I have to look into it, follow this and look into the scenario, and work your way through it so that you get reliable number of notifications. Yeah, okay, you get my point. Perfect. So there was a lot of questions regarding iShare Capture. This will be more of a recap maybe for some of the attendees to the user conference. And I'm also thinking that maybe we will try to find more time for Capture in this session next year, because there's a lot of new things happening. So we will just dive into this, like look at what we are seeing now. A lot of work has been put into this, and yeah, I know that the team that are working with Capture will just love to show you what they are working on, and it is very, very impressive what we find in the Capture and how it will be changed. This was my apologies. This was a screen that I would have on the other one session before Capture. So let's just continue with this. This is more interaction with IDA. What you can see is that we are planning here to have the possibility to send to IDA. So instead of typing down all the information, you just click on this icon, send to IDA, and you get a lot of information from IDA. IDA will sort the information and provide you with data that is interesting for you. This is a cool feature. It's not in the version. It's just something that we would like to present to you, because there is a lot of things happen with IDA. Okay. Looks like there was a big gap. Okay, here you can see capture. Great. So capture is finding data. So this is the new AI OCR system that we have thought a little bit about, and it's now possible for capture to interpret traceable information. So we are with this AI interpretation. You see that what we are marked here is that our terms are strictly 30 days net, and AI functionality here will then automatically count, put this into numbers and add the due date. We see that the system is more able to read specific numbers, like here. We can see that it's interpreting this and understanding what is the true value. Let's have a look here as well, because this is what I think we need to get used to. Because with capture right now, you are all used to this pattern terminology. There will be no pattern, non-pattern, but there will be this AI prompt. So you will prompt the system with the information that you are looking for, and this is what we are doing. We are prompting the system to understand what are we looking for, and then there will be no pattern, no use of pattern. So here you can see a great example of tedious work where we have multiple PO numbers in this invoice, and that has been really hazardous to sort of be able to interpret it in current version. But with this one, we just added into the prompt, if multiple order numbers exist, as you can see here in the middle, if multiple order numbers exist, then merge them together separated by a comma. Only retrieve unique order numbers. And you can see that that's what the system is doing. So yeah, amazing. Again, I just want to let you know that if there's any Q&A, any questions that you have, please just start using it, start typing it in. There's this will be a short session of 30 minutes, so we have 15 minutes left, but there will be some time for Q&A at the end. Let's look into, I'm so sorry. We will look at e-invoices. I will just show you another field property of currencies. So here you can see the AI prompt for currency, for example. And this is, yeah, another example. Extract currency field from incoming invoices, ensure the interpreted value reflects the gross amount currency as printed on the invoice. Then we are also specifying, because there might be, as you all know, when there's bank account details, there might be multiple currencies located on the document. So we don't want the system to just stop whenever it finds a currency. But we want to look for all of the currencies presented and prioritize the one associated with the total amount. And yeah. So yeah. There will be more information about this later on, and as it's will be available for you, we will start with this on in-house with the team of capture consultants that we have here in iShare. Okay, and that is of course to ensure that everything is working before we enroll it to you guys. Great. So enable supplier to send e-invoices to you. There was some questions regarding how can we utilize this, how does this work, especially for operations or companies operating outside of a place where you have this access point or PEPL, which is just a structure that has been used in order to send and receive these e-invoices. So this is just some short information about the e-invoices. I think that the questions that I received was quite detailed and quite specific. So I will not be able to cover all about e-invoices. If you have questions regarding it, please let us know. We have a lot of work. We are doing a lot of work with this now, but as you can see, the main thing here is that the document is electronic, so you don't need an OCR system to interpret it. And instead of having the PDF, you will receive an e-invoice, a XML, or a document that are electronic. And we will then just map the fields, map the values to get the information that we are looking for. So you just need to agree now on how to send the documents. So the ways to send the file will be through an API or a SFTP. And there might be some possibilities regarding mail functionality, but yeah, we have not, as far as I understand, there's not yet a mail setup that has been conducted. But I know that technically we should be able to do that, but we advise to use API or SFTP. Sure. And the options, more detailed, or just some short details there. For the API, this enables the suppliers. I believe API is well known, but it enables us to communicate. The same way as different systems are able to interact through API, we are able to receive these electronic documents through an API. But what is necessary here is that the sender, your supplier, are provided with the information that and connected to your API, etc. So we can connect through this. Similar with the SFTP, it can be hosted by you, or it can be hosted from iShare. And again, what we will need to do here is we need to connect with each supplier. I'm putting that into words or highlighting that we need to have this connection with each supplier. So we need to, with both these options, we need to know the suppliers, and the suppliers need to use the data that we have and that you use, so that we are able to locate the documents and find the documents. And the reason for me highlighting this is that when you use this access point, there will be only one login, and this access point is distributing the electronic invoices to the right receiver. But with the API, we have this one-to-one relationship, or connection. Okay. Very good. Hope I covered the questions that you had regarding this. There was also a specific question regarding action rules. So I was planning to just move ahead into our demo environment. We'll go back to iShip Workflow. I will go to EXP here, Norway, and then I will try to see if I can. Yeah, okay. So let's have a look here. If we go to action rules, there is a couple of things that I would highlight. First of all, the different document types that it's used for. So you can toggle off and on the different documents that it should apply to. And then you select a type. And there's two different types. There is this predefined and custom. Predefined, I think there is a pretty well described event or explanation on all of these. I would recommend to enable both for when you use automatic coding. I will for sure use this event here. I would recommend all to go through the list here to find the different events. A lot of these are really useful, and like auto-coded. what is important there is that you can use it with stop in approved, so that you get it highlighted in approved status, but you can also have it with no action. And the important part here is, for most of our customers, would be not to sort of pay additional focus on it, this particular one. I believe that if you use the predefined and you select, for example, bank account mismatch, that will be something that you would normally always have in stop and approved, and then you would pay a lot of attention to it because you will make sure that that is correct. But there's also the use of this, that you can make reports on it later on. So when you do an extract to Excel, you will find these action rules, or these tags on the different documents. So it will be easy for you to follow up and see the amount of invoices that has been automatically coded when you have turned this on. But you will not be able to find the list of automatic coded invoices without this action rule. Yeah. Okay. So going through this, I think that's very useful, and I would recommend automatic coding. Like, it depends on your sort of way of working, but normally I see automatic coding, bank account mismatch, currency mismatch, duplicated invoices, true. And whenever a company are able to move, let's say one of my goals with the work of iShare would be to don't use the approval not started, like controlling of the invoice, looking through all the documents and make sure everything is correct before you send it for approval. I know this might sound a bit strange to do, to just let iShare base it on historic data and send it out for approval, do automatic coding, and this is a change that we see a lot of our customers doing, because what we are focusing on is the approved status. So once it has been completely approved and processed, that's when you need to do the control. So focusing on post-control instead of pre-control is one of the structural changes that we see. And in order to do that, we find this action rule to be very, very useful. It is a great tool, and just keep in mind, what are you actually controlling in post-control? So one of them would be, for example, that it has comments. So if I go down here to action rules, add a new one. If I go to predefined, if you select different documents here that are different document type, that will affect what you're able to do with the predefined, etc. But has comment, that is something that I normally also would stop in approved, because then I would pay more attention to it. If the document has been, if there's been added a comment to it, I would like to view that comment before I'm processing it. Okay. And using the tags, there will be a list now of a lot of tags, and you can also go to setup if you are on the new 15 version. Then you can go to setup, where you can easily, I mean, it's terrible here in my demo environment, but you can easily go into the setup here and you can delete something that you don't find useful. You can change the colors on these, saying that now with the information that I have now, I started with a list of 7 action rules, so I just selected this color to make it differentiable. And then now I see that, okay, I need to make it categorized based, and I would like to use colors. If there's coding changes, specific coding that I like to be alerted, then maybe I'm using red, I'm using green. If there is something with the supplier, if it's a duplicate, head information will be in orange, for example. That could be like some of the scenarios and how to structure it. Okay, 3 minutes left. I can't see any questions. I hope it's useful for to all of you. I will try my best to be on time, but I would also, as final note for the action rule, would like to just highlight that there is one thing that I find to be problematic, and that is the use of stop in error or import error. Whenever you stop something in import error, you only make it worse for you, because that is a panel where you can't do a lot. I mean, if it's a duplicate, it's already stopping in error report. But if this is in Norwegian, sorry, it is missing supplier in English. Supplier doesn't exist. So when that happens, you don't want it to stop in error import. You want it to stop in approval not started, and then you can work with it and work on it. So that is just my opinion on this. And also remember that it's not only the predefined, you also have the custom. When I click on custom, I will get criteria here. So I can then go to criteria and I can add what I'm looking for. It could be a combination of, if I go here and type in accounting line, then I get account, and I can put into account and say that I would like to highlight everything among this and this. And then I could also say VAT, for example. Or I could just keep the account. So I would like to tag everything in this account range, but I can also say everything in this account range and this VAT. Or maybe currency. Currency among this and VAT among that. Should be highlighted, for example. Okay, we have 1 minute left. Thank you so much for today's session, for the participation. Thank you for 2025. It's been a pleasure. Really looking forward to 2026. And as far as I know now, we are planning to do this in a quarterly session. So you will be provided more information regarding this. And I hope to see you all there. For all of you that have to leave, thank you so much. I have received a question that I will read now and see if I can answer on the fly. But to all of you that need to leave, thank you so much, and take care. Happy holidays and happy new year. So the question is, let me see. In version 15, yeah, great question. Okay, I'm just reading. Auto transferred is now in real time, meaning the from in transfer status to transfer status. Yeah, and as the question is raised in version 14, it takes up to an hour, and that's true. Like the difference that we have done in 15, and it's particularly for 15.5. So all version before 15.5, it could be 15.6. No, it should be 15.5. Will not have this. Will use this 14 version logic, where we have a scheduled task that are running in the background, and that is running on a predefined time. So if we go to this transferred or ready for transfer, what will happen is between ready for transfer and transfer, there will be this queue where it is in transfer. And then once this schedule task has been triggered, which is normally set to each hour, it will then transfer all the documents. Some of you would have another time, 2 hours maybe, some maybe have shorter time. But the changes is now that we are pushing this. So we are not queuing up, we are pushing it automatically. So we are changing from this schedule time to more like 5 seconds. I believe I've heard 3 seconds, but yeah, it's a completely change of way of using this. It's so beneficial for all of our customers because you get real-time transfer. And we know that some of you are waiting for that functionality. Maybe you have tried automatic transfer, but was not happy with the queuing situation, so therefore you turned it off. So it's important for us to say that there's been a major change there, and thank you for raising that question, as that is something that I might actually have on this recap. I should have it on the recap. So I hope that answered your question. And there's an additional for the time. Can be said. Okay, great question. Based on how I answer this, the follow-up question is, can we then change it to, let's say, each minute or 15 minutes? That it depends. Like, this is a time or resource question. So normally we try our best to put it as effective as possible. Not normally, we do that, but we also need to take into consideration the utility on the servers. So for sure, you can raise a ticket in ServiceNow to have a consultant look into this in your specific environment. But yeah, I hope that it's not the quick. I don't think that there's much to gather on this 14 version in terms of wrapping it up with having shorter time frames. The goal should be to upgrade to 15.5. But yeah, raise the ticket if you want us to have a look into your system. Thank you so much. Wish you all the best and take care. Bye bye.